All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our toast, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Title sponsor LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, live media streaming partners Epco Quarries Limited, Gulf Timber, Hardware Supplies Limited. Silver sponsors South Sioux Farms, Apex Steel and Apex Piping. Bronze sponsors Broadwalk Mall and Woodways Kenya Limited. Fueling partners Silver Star Manufacturers Limited and Hariom Titans. Man of the match partners Juja Blocks. Higher 60s partners Sajanan Creative Limited. Dot Ball partners MK Builders, Kapil Timber, Alpha Aluminium and BBC Auto Parts. Media partners East FM. So ladies and gentlemen, the game today between HH SWAMIBAPA and the PALORA Dragons. For the toss, we have Harshalbhai Khora and Manubhai Budia to officiate the toss. I request Harshalbhai to please call out. Samaj is the call from the PALORA Dragons, and Samaj it is. Captain Pushkar has won the toss. Pushkar, you've won the toss. What would you like to do first?
Ball first.
Any particular reason for bowling first?
No, our team is confident in the chasing, so that's why we decided to bowl first.
Looking at the wicket, what target are you looking at restricting Team SWAMIBAPA?
130, 140.
Any changes in your squad?
We have one change in case is spilling and Punit is taking rest.
So one change for the PALORA Dragons. I'll have a few words with the captain of SWAMIBAPA, Sachin Gill. Sachin, if you won the toss, what you would have done first?
We were looking to bat first.
So you've got what you wanted. Looking at the wicket, yesterday it was played on this same wicket. 150 was a defendable score. What are you looking at scoring today?
We're looking around 150.
Any changes in your squad?
We have a couple of changes. Bhavesh Hirani is not playing. Vasant Jason is coming in, and one is impact player. So we'll get to know in the list.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the news from the center. The PALORA Dragons have won the toss and elected to bowl first.
1.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a most welcome to a cold and chilly Nairobi evening. This is from the Sri Kachileo Patel Samaj, Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League T20 Season 2 2025. We're just picking up on energy as well after a tough day at office. And then we are here for some great cricket in the evening. So joining me in the comm box is Raj Budia. Raj, you were there at the toss. A bit of an update for the fans who are joining us online about the toss today.
So during the toss, we had the owners of Mr. Arshad Bhai Kora and Mr. Manu Bhai Budia, both the team franchise owners at the toss, whereby the PALORA Dragons won the toss and elected to bowl first.
This could be first boundary on the board from the bat of Onkar Jadhav. First boundary, a good looking shot, guided behind the point. Fielder point is slightly placed towards a backward point. Anil Gorasia, the fielder, running behind it. Unfortunately, not able to stop it. This will be the first boundary on the board. I've been missing the games, some games in action over the weekend, Raj, some high intensity games. We saw a big game yesterday where a must-win situation for Tobu Crushers and just they winning it against the Nairobi Capitals. Nairobi Capitals, although sitting very comfortably still, I think at the number 2 position behind, I believe, the Hariom Titans. But there's a big change in the leaderboard. Mahadev Strikers, who used to lead the board, now they've been pushed to number 3 and followed by PALORA Dragons, although this would be a very crucial game for PALORA Dragons.
Rightfully said, and you can see with the points table, the advantage that the PALORA Dragons have is that they have a game in hand. This is the 5th game that they're playing, and they're already standing on 6 points. There could be a chance that they win today and they make it top of the table. For them to get top of the table, Hariom Titans on 8 points right now, top of the table with a run rate of 1.8. Since PALORA Dragons are bowling first, if they need to take the first position of the table, whatever score that Team SWAMIBAPA make, they have to chase it down in 13 overs to allow them to take the first position.
Would it be fair to say that the team Hariom Titans are almost qualifying for the knockouts, because with maybe they might just need one more victory?
So one more victory for the Hariom Titans and that's a definite qualification for the semi-finals. If not, it all falls under the net run rate scenario. The net run rate scenario coming in place quite a lot, as we have the Hariom Titans at the first place with 8 points, followed by 4 teams who are currently on 6 points.
And one of the game that Hariom Titans will be playing is against the Nairobi Capitals. And then they have the other game against SWAMIBAPA.
Exactly.
So
they're playing.
Definitely at this point in time, it would be very difficult to say, but they would be hoping to at least get one victory out of 2. And I think compared to other teams, they are in a slightly better situation. But at the end of the day, in a format like this, a couple of victories or couple of losses here and there can change the whole course of the game. It can really be the difference between you winning and losing. So very important games coming up. Stay glued, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be having some great games with every game mattering to each team we'll be playing. But it would be a little tough for the team SWAMIBAPA to just make it to the Final 4, having lost about 4 games, Raj.
Definitely for Team SWAMIBAPA, as much as they win the 3 games, it is all dependent on the rest of the games and the results of theirs. Unfortunately, the way the games and the ones that are remaining, it shows that SWAMIBAPA is almost out of the tournament. And not to be shocked, I'm telling you that at this moment, SWAMIBAPA are going to play free cricket there and maybe give an upset to any of the teams who would like to qualify.
So usually this has been how most tournaments pan out, because the team which is on automatically going out, or where they have lost their chances to make it to the final knockouts or the final four, would most likely play a very aggressive game because they've got nothing to lose, and they would come out and play. They will come out of the shell and play very natural cricket. But in the process, they might just end up taking one or two teams along with them who would have otherwise expected to qualify.
And that is what I had a word with the captain of the PALORA Dragons. His fear at this moment was that SWAMIBAPA is out, but I want to put a thought in my team players. Do understand, don't take SWAMIBAPA as a lighter team. Yes, they've lost their 4 games, but that doesn't mean that they're not a tough team.
Absolutely. And it would be very interesting to see how the SWAMIBAPA team is playing the next. I think this is their 5th game, if I'm not mistaken. They're still looking for their first victory. They've not had any wins so far, or they had 1 win. Not yet. No, they're waiting for their first victory to open the account. But this would be a little difficult for. This is where there could be a bit of worry in the mind of PALORA Dragons as well. But having said that, PALORA Dragons is a much more better lineup now since Pushkar has come back, and of course the likes of Neil Mugabe, Yash Chawan. I'm sorry, Yash Chawan is HS SWAMIBAPA. They have got Pushkar back. They have Nitish Shirani. They have Chandresh Shirani, who's looking good. Raj Patel, yes, this is the name. You have Raj Patel, who you can just see on the screen bowling his first over. He's back. So they've got a number of players who's come back from the national tour, at least a couple of them, and they've certainly added more value to their team. A good over there from Raj, although I would consider this was a little lucky, or the batsman would have wanted to really accelerate, because there were about 2 or 3 full tosses in this over, which could have they find the middle of the bat and gaps. I'm sure he would have definitely got at least a boundary, if not 2.
And we could even see that the ball is already turning on this wicket. It's keeping a bit short and low on one of the ends. That is the end that is from the botanical end. It's keeping a bit low. Even the game yesterday, if you would see, when Patel was bowling from that side of the end, the botanical end, there were a couple of balls staying a bit low in one of the area just around the good length. So that is the area that they will try and bowl right now. Yes, maybe 2 more boundaries would have been a good thing over here for the HS SWAMIBAPA team.
Now, bowling from the school end is Pushkar Sharma. He's bowling to the shorter. This will be the shorter side for the batsman. He decided to come a natural left-arm fast bowler who would like to move it in for the right-handed batsman. So this is second over. Yash Kohil is still about to find his rhythm. This is the second game that he is playing for Team SWAMIBAPA. I think he replaced their keeper, Twanil Patel, who unfortunately could not make it. So he would be hoping to make a mark, make an impression in this game. As we speak, Onkar Jadhav on strike. He'll be facing Pushkar Sharma, who so far have conceded only 6 runs, and this is the second over for the team. PALORA Dragons, so far this has been a good power play. They've kept the team SWAMIBAPA quiet. They are at a current run rate of 4.71, but it will be interesting to see how Onkar Jadhav is going to play. He's been trying to cut loose. He's trying to be more aggressive, but there's absolutely no room offered from Pushkar and neither Raj. They've been actually on the money, and so far they have actually been doing a good job for the team.
Just to let you know, Prasad, that Omkar Yadav apparently is playing with a little finger fracture. He's got a hairline fracture in his little finger in the previous game that he was playing. And with all that energy, he's back in to play the game for Team SWAMIBAPA.
I mean, this is what the sport is. This is how good the sport has become. Especially, we've just witnessed the final test match between India and England. And in the meanwhile, there's a straight drive from Yash Gohil, getting a much needed boundary for Team SWAMIBAPA, acknowledged by his partner Omkar. He was impressed by the youngster with that straight drive. Gets him 4 runs and also to the team. So as I was mentioning, the last match between India and England, last test match, you saw Chris Vokes walking in with almost a broken arm. So he was just walking in, he was just batting with his bottom hand. And how difficult it would be for... There's an appeal here, and Pushkar gets the first wicket for Team Palora Dragons. It is the captain who's drawn first blood. In swinging delivery, this is exactly what we spoke. Shuffling, Yash Gohil shuffling towards his off stump, caught in the middle. The moment it was coming in, it was very, very clear. Umpire Pamba, very experienced umpire, had no two ways or no thoughts about it, and he just gave it without even winking an eye. That brings in the experience of Sachin Gill, the captain himself coming. Very experienced campaigner. If he gets going, he can really entertain the crowd and everyone here. He's a great batsman, plays all around the ground, lot of shots. So it would be interesting for Team SWAMIBAPA, and more so, they would be hoping him to click in this game. I think he had a good outing in the previous game. He hit a half century there, and he would be looking to follow up and consolidate his position from there. So as I mentioned, the sport, this sport also is also for players with a lot of heart. You can see across the international games, players giving everything. You saw an unbelievable spell, continuous spell from Siraj, which brought India back into the game, one of the best spells of his life. And you saw on the other side a batsman walking in with a broken arm, and this is why perhaps I would not just because I'm a cricket, I would record our sport to be one of the best sport in the whole world, because some of the memories, some of the moments that players bring onto the field is unbelievable. Those are ones that are etched in your memory forever.
I feel it's more of the love for the game that everyone, each one of us, we take in, each and every international player who takes in, and that is what is keeping us kicking throughout.
Raj comes in. This over, he's been much more consistent, but having said that, this shot finding the fielder, in fact missing the fielder tries to cut it short with a valiant effort. Unfortunately not able to make it, and that will be another boundary for Team SWAMIBAPA.
So you can see there, as soon as Omkar has already read the pitch that he's turning, he's waiting for the ball to spin and then playing it quite late.
And you also realize that Raj has been coming outside the off stump mostly, even in the last over. So he's just realizing that. But it would be also interesting to see how Raj comes back. And now, what a delivery! Beauty of a delivery. A stock ball from him, asking the batsman to stretch full and just spinning away from him. This is a great delivery. He offered a little bit of an extra flight in that. Now this one is the arm one. It was so beautiful to see on screen. It is getting shape. It's moving. It comes in, and you see the smile on Raj's face. It was more like a left-arm fast bowler there.
You could even see the seam position straight up.
A good delivery, that one, for any youngster, any upcoming left-arm spinner, especially who wants to bowl in the new ball. You need to develop a very good arm ball. That would be one of the weapons, especially against a right-handed batsman. Comes in this time towards the leg. Sachin Gill guides it. But by the time the fine leg fielder cuts it short, they get 2 runs. And with that, Sachin Gill opens his account. And that also brings us to the end of the 4th over. A good over for SWAMIBAPA, getting 10 runs. And the score now moves to 23 runs at the end of 4 overs. The crowd still coming in one by one towards this lovely stadium, Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj. This is season 2 of the Samaj Premier League. Title sponsored by LAXMANBHAI Construction. And we've had some great amount of cricket over the last 2 weeks. We continue. This is the penultimate week, with one more week after this week. On the 15th of August, we will have the champions of season 2. This has been a great tournament so far. Some great innings we've seen, back-to-back hundreds, some great amount of runs, and also some great bowling and some exceptional fielding. And not to forget, the live coverage has been amazing. Pavitra live, bringing it so nice. I mean, if you look at the clarity, this is one of the best that I've seen in the tournament so far in this country. I've had the opportunity to see so many tournaments over the last 7-8 years, and this possibly has been one of the best live telecasts. And considering that they've got reviews which are coming in, this is definitely the season 2 being taken to another level.
As you were talking about the consistency of batting, the hundreds coming back to back for different players, yesterday we received a fifer from the youngest player of the Dovu Crushers, Sahil Halai. He picked up the first fifer for his team, and I think that is where he changed the entire game, and he took it away from the NAIROBI Capitals.
Now Sachin steps down and hits it between the point and between the covers and the extra cover fielder. He realizes that Anil was varying his speed. He was bowling it very slow. It was coming slow in the air. He missed in the first couple of deliveries, making the adjustments, realizing that the keeper is behind. So it would be for someone who's bowling a slow medium pacer, it would be interesting also for the keeper. They have an excellent keeper, Chandresh Hirani. If he would have come up, this would restrict someone like Sachin Gill to step out. It would be an interesting, and this will add a little more value to someone who's more of a slow bowler and not really a quick bowler.
I'm still wondering why Chandresh not coming up the wickets to keep for Anil. As we know that Anil is not that of a quick bowler. He's trying to just release the ball at the last moment. That is allowing the batsman to use the crease, because you can read the ball much easily compared to with a quicker bowler coming to bowl you a slower delivery. So once again you can see there, he walked down. He has a much slower one.
And you really need to applaud this youngster. He's bowling really well. Imagine he's coming on a power play with just having 2 fielders outside the circle. He's bowling to the likes of Sachin Gill, who plays for national team. We all know how dangerous of a player he can be. And just this previous delivery, Chandresh was asking him, we could see him asking, should I come up? And then I think Pushkar making the adjustment, looks like Chandresh is going to wear the helmet and come up. And he's also laughing. He bowled it even more slower. He saw him coming and there's this laugh on his face as well. He bowled it even more slower. And you can see the laugh also. There's a smile on the face of Sachin as well, because he stepped out and he even bowled it slower.
You know, such deliveries become so difficult to hit. When you don't get the pace in it, you have to make sure that you use your entire energy to try and clear that ball. And that is why I think that Sachin's laugh was meaning that, like, how do I hit such a ball, man?
And interestingly, he's really varying the length as well. He's seeing the batsman. He's been watchful so far, given away only 6 runs. And the last ball, we saw him getting a bit of a shape coming in towards righty. There you go. Oh, there's a big appeal here. This is what a wicket this is. That is amazing bowling. He reduces the speed and he misses. You saw Omkar missing it completely in the air. I was just saying the previous ball had got some shape. this shapes in. Clearly, you can see in the replay. Shape comes in the air, straightens up it, and Omkar had covered the entire stumps. It completely shuffled, trying to work it away towards the leg side, and it was clear. This was LBW. It was plumb. It was written completely over it, and he's totally disappointed.
Is he disappointed because of his shot or losing his wicket?
I think he would be upset about not getting a move on because he was wanting to get a good score. He's been missing out on the scores here and there. But this was clearly, it was just the speed.
I think he was done with the pace.
Yeah, it was completely
He
the
was
speed and the speed.
Totally
and the pace,
done with the pace. The release from Anil, way giving it air in on the wind, bouncing in and just nips back in. That little to miss the bat of Omkar, getting right on the money.
And he would have been very upset also for the fact that he would have rather wanted it to play it much more straighter. Because this is his first ball to this specific bowler. You would have seen that Sachin was also, it was not easy for him, although he hit one boundary, was not easy for him to play it because of the speed that he was varying and also the length. And he was getting a bit of a shape, as you're saying, which was nipping back in. And he would have really wanted it to play a little more straighter. And unfortunately not the case. And Anil gets his first wicket for Team SWAMIBAPA. What a great over from a young lad.
So there's a change in bowling action now. The left arm spinner Yagnik has been brought in to attack.
Understanding the slowness of the wicket, as you were mentioning, that they've already decided to bring in a spinner. Good move from Captain Pushkar. He realizes that if he can get a couple of more wickets here, especially with the likes of Sachin Gill. But Sachin, being Sachin, living up to his name, hitting it between the point and the cover fielder. The moment it had left his bat, 4 runs written all over it. What a handsome looking shot. Rocks onto his back foot, hits it between the point and the cover fielder. 4 runs for Sachin Gill.
So during the toss, when I had a word with Sachin, and I asked him whether he saw the game of yesterday's between the Dover Crushers and the NAIROBI Capitals, and he's like, yes, I did, and I even understood how the wicket is going to play. And he's like, a total of just like what was there yesterday, of 150 to 160, is the total that we can defend on such a wicket.
Because if this is the same wicket that was being played yesterday, yes, clearly as you said. But again, it was the brilliance of the young Sahil Alai. You have to also give credit to the bowler, because we've been hearing his name in the circuit for quite some time, especially over the last 1 year. He plays for Samaj. He's really improved his skills. He's bowling very well. I believe he plays for your Division 1 team. And your Division 1 team has also been doing exceptionally well. They are right up there at the top of the table, winning 6 out of 6 games. So I think this is also a platform for a youngster like him to showcase his skills and also to brush off shoulders with some of the bigger guns in Cricket Kenya and also from abroad.
And not to forget about Om Patel yesterday as well. Brilliant start he gave out. I think yesterday Om Patel and Sahil bowled in partnerships. From one end, Sahil picks up a wicket, 3-4 dot balls. The other end, Om Patel picks up a wicket, once again 3-4 dot balls. And that is where they got the entire momentum. After the end of 6 overs, Team SWAMIBAPA, 34 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
And to be very honest with you, this is how it works. I mean, if you see it in international games as well, this is how Bumrah has been so good for Team India. Even though he's not picking up a wicket, he makes sure that he adds pressure to the opposition, not giving runs, whereby his partner who's bowling in tandem in the other side succeeds in getting wickets. And as you rightly said, this is what you always say about bowling in partnerships. And also to understand, Om Patel I'm very happy to see Om Patel also delivering what he delivers, because I have seen him over the years, especially last few years, when he became more prominent. And there was this time that he used to be recognized as a bowler who would nicely shape it in towards the righty batsman, troubling them. But at least last couple of years, his bowling aptitude had reduced a bit especially in terms of getting success. from the bowling, but I'm good to see that he's been among the wickets this season, and it would be great to see his comeback to prominence soon.
Exactly, and right now you can see Anil continuing from where he left, just not giving any pace on the ball, asking Sachin to do all the hard hitting.
And this is also good captaincy from Pushkar, because what he has done is he's brought in Anil from the shorter end. Invariably, yes, there is a bit of a pressure on the youngster, but if he can actually bowl at the right areas, he's asking the batsman to go over the leg side. And this is where the ball coming in. If they miss, he hits. And that would be curtains, especially if he hits it, because he's keeping it right on the stumps, not giving any room at all.
And as we mentioned, there is a place you are finding the ball keeping a bit low. You might find that, yes, you're on the line of the ball, but all of a sudden there is no bounce at all, and it traps you right in front of your stumps.
But this has been mostly from the botanical end, as you were mentioning.
Yes, definitely.
Because if you remember earlier, the wickets we were playing, it was something very common to watch, especially when you're coming from the school end. There's an extra bit of bounce that surprises the batsman. So the bowlers were using it. And now, interestingly, the wickets have changed over the course of time.
So it's that these wickets have been continuously being used. Yes, we are altering the wickets here and there. Today, the wicket that we're playing on is the second game that is just being played on throughout the season. Yesterday was the first game that was being played on that wicket. Today is the second game.
This ball slightly drifting towards the leg side, offline. This is the first time I've seen him going a little off line. But fortunately for him, there's a fielder there. And Kishan gets off the mark with a single there. Flicks it off his path towards the fielder. Sachin Gill back on strike and bowling to him Anil of the last ball of the over. And that's again slow. He's been really slowing the deliveries. And I believe this is the word that the captain would have extended to him. Just keep it as slow as possible. I believe of this over, except for that one ball which he has hit the deck towards outside the off stump, I would say 5 balls have been slow balls, and he's managed to still get a good over on board. 2 overs, 11 runs for 1 wicket. This is definitely good proposition for Pushkar Sharma.
Definitely, and that is what encouraged Pushkar Sharma. He gave the ball to Anil in the second game, and it turned out to be very promising. And since that game, he's always thrown the ball at the first change straight away to Anil.
And he has responded well, equally well to his captain. And this is some great bowling from the youngster. And so far, this is kept low. But Sachin playing it, taking it slow, because he realizes that as long as he stays in there, his team can definitely get past the score that he would have wanted to score. And now another bowling change here brings in the experienced Chandresh Hirani, I believe Nitish Hirani.
A right arm leg spinner. Straight away outside the off. Brilliant piece of fielding there from Aditya. Just allowing a single.
So a good game shaping up. Yes, definitely not the biggest in terms of the runs, but yes, there's some great bowling to see from Team Palora Dragons. Length delivery slightly turning away with a bit of a turn there from Nitish. Gives it a bit of an extra shoulder from his side. Gets a bit of an extra bounce, allowing the batsman to play it towards the long off fielder. Getting two runs. Kishan Kera, usually a good player of the spin. He likes to milk the bowling, getting the singles and doubles. And I think in one end, with Sachin being there, this is what they would have expected of. They are expecting of Kishan Kera, that they've decided to promote him up the order. He would want to keep the wickets in hand, because they would realize that even if, as long as Sachin is there, they will still fancy themselves to get 2 or 3 overs with 15 runs each. There's a run there.
There's a wild throw there from the fielders of PALORA Dragons. Not quite sure about how that ended up.
Nitish, the bowler, doesn't seem to be very happy, asking the umpire, can they actually go for the second run? I think they can, because I believe they have not obstructed. This was a wild throw, as you said, and it missed everything completely. Getting an extra run, bringing Kishan Kerai back on strike. Inside edge, missing Chandesh Irani. There's a fielder coming behind it. They're going for the second run again, and they get it comfortably well. This is good running between the wickets, and this is what they would expect out of Kishan, because he's already managed to get 6 runs.
Definitely, and you can see Kishan, yes, he may not have the power, but T20 or cricket is just not about power. It's about technique as well. He's playing it straighter with a straight bat, ensuring the rotation of strike happening. And with no efforts, they just get 8 runs of the over.
Absolutely. Even if they could get around 8 to 9 runs per over and not lose a wicket for the next 6 overs, they would fancy their chances. With Sachin Gill still being there and the likes of Yash Chavan to come later on, they would definitely want to go after the bowling. Once, if they have wickets in hand, they wouldn't have to think twice after the 13th or the 14th over.
And do let you know that Vraj is left with 2 overs, Pushkar himself with 2 overs. So even at the later stage, if Sachin looks at passing out the overs for Vraj, he's got the other bowlers to attack to.
Absolutely. Here Sachin deciding to change his helmets, gets in his caps on. He sees, because the way Anil is bowling, he's really slowing it up. That would have possibly encouraged Sachin to change and get himself the cap on. But he is bowling right now to Kishan Kerai. His third over.
Third over so far, 1 for 11 runs. Fuller ball. Well played there by Kishan. Only able to get a single, rotating the strike, giving the strike back to Sachin Gill. He's playing on 17 runs, currently of 16 deliveries.
This has been the way Anil has been bowling so far, and it's some good thinking. But I have a feeling Sachin might look forward to attack him this over. But again, right on the money, bowling in swinging Yorker there. Sachin plays it towards the covers, opening up the face of the bat. He's little disappointed with himself not being able to play the bowler.
At the back of his mind, he's just wondering, how do I generate the pace? How do I get the ball moving when a ball is coming at just almost 100 kilometers an hour?
You know, you really need to give kudos to this bowler. He's really been very impressive in this game so far. Because honestly speaking, you're bowling to the likes of a very experienced international player who's playing for the national team. And then we all know how dangerous Gill can, once he gets set, turn out to be. But still, he's giving nothing to the batsman at all. And this is turning out to be an unbelievable cameo that might have a huge impact on this game moving forward.
Exactly. And one more thing is I'm wondering is, can this team SWAMIBAPA throw in a batsman who goes there freely, aggressive to Anil? Try and get those quick boundaries, 1 or 2 boundaries in the over. Maybe ask Anil to do something different that even allows Sachin Gill to get his shots.
In fact, someone has to go take the attack onto the opposition right now. Because you see right now we saw again another leading edge. I think the ball is doing a bit. It's stopped on Kishan Kerai. So everything happening on that end, surprisingly. And Anil making full use of the conditions. So he decides to take a single. That's a good running between the wickets from Sachin Gill and Kishan Kerai, getting 2 runs. And this is what the doctor just had ordered for them. And at the end of 9 overs, score 52 for the loss of 2 wickets. Brings in the experience of Nitish Irani. Stock delivery from him. Kishan Kerai playing uppish in the air, but the ball moves towards the long off, and before he could get it, there's a single. Now this brings in Sachin Gill. I have a feeling this over, Sachin might decide to go after Nitish.
Let's see what we have. So through the hands of the fielder, as a welcome boundary for Team SWAMIBAPA. I think the point fielder there not keeping himself a bit low, and the ball just passes through his fingers.
Sachin knows Nitish very well because they both were playing for Ruraka earlier. They've played at least 2 or 3 years together in the NPCA Cricket League, where they both used to play for Ruraka before Sachin moving to Swami. So he would realize the kind of a length, the kind of a deliveries that he can expect out of Nitish Irani. Right now, that ball, good comeback from Nitish, right on the money. Not giving any room. Sachin uses bottom hand to whip it towards the long on. Gets a single.
But so far, a good over for Team SWAMIBAPA as well. They've already got 6 runs off 3 balls.
There's a good delivery again. Stretching Kishan Kerai. Not able to connect it well. Hits it straight back to the fielder. No runs there. Slightly more flighted this time. This is good variation from Nitish. Earlier one was slightly short of a length or just short of a length. And this one he decides to go in full. The stock delivery getting a bit of an extra turn there. Going for the full drive. It would be interesting if they want to have a slip in place right now.
As you could see that Kishan was attempted by that full length delivery. At this moment, they've only scored 58 runs. Maybe Pushkar Sharma, the captain of PALORA, will try and get a slip in. That's over the extra cover fielders. Wide off the long off. And able to pick 2 runs. So 8 runs off the over. After the 10 over mark. HH SWAMIBAPA 60 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
And that strategic timeout.
Should have been a nick there, otherwise how did that miss the stumps as well? Or
Could
the
be an
ball just
inside edge
move-
off the pads.
Or did the ball just move at the very last moment, missing each and
There
every?
was a bit of a shape he was getting it. That will be also because his high arm action.
So
I think
straight
he's
down the
releasing
ground,
it.
a fielder available there, Tomojijo, just restricting Team SWAMIBAPA for a single.
And this is good bowling. They were really hoping to see off this bowler, who's been so far the pick of the bowlers for Team SWAMIBAPA, and his captain Pushkar giving him the responsibility. And precisely so, because he realizes that he's been bowling very well. Now here you see a high arm release. Now this is slightly more, he's come much more fuller on this, and he realized that it's not a high arm release where he was releasing it, getting a bit of a shape in the air, moving it in. Raj, how much does it vary in terms of how you release the ball, or from at what point do you release the ball as a bowler? How important that is?
It's really important for that. That is the reason where you see the short ball getting bowled, or the fuller ball, or at times even you bowl the low full toss. It is all depending on the release point. So you find that you have a high arm release. If you release it much earlier, you find that you're bowling it a bit fuller, or you even trying to bowl a yorker. And if you try and hold it a bit more, you tend to bowl a bit shorter. So it has to be in that perfection. You have a very minimum grey area to bowl from for you to bowl at the 3/4 length that you normally find it becomes difficult for batsmen to play on.
And especially this last, the one before, which he had released very late. It came in a bit more, he hitting the deck, bringing it in towards Kishan Kerai. Now this game so far has been a slow game in the context of the games that we've had. But I wouldn't be surprised, because if you look at yesterday's game, when Novu Crushers were batting, they were almost run a ball, or a little less than a run a ball at the end of 15 overs when I saw. And from 15 to 20 overs, they scored more than 50 odd runs.
Definitely. So I think they scored around 54 runs in the last 5 overs. So at this stage, even yesterday, this was the total that we were looking at. And you could see that the Nairobi Capitals, I felt that they let the team a bit relaxed after they picked up the first 5 wickets earlier. And Donta just comes in, plays his natural game. And whatever was touching Donta's bat yesterday was going out of the park.
I saw it online, and he was hitting it all over the park, some huge hits. We got the fans getting into action, excited about some great hitting from the bat of Hiten Vekaria. Is a leg spinner coming in, slightly off length. Sachin Gill would have wanted it to hit it a bit more better than he connected. Unfortunately, not to be the case. Gets a single there. Gets him to the non-striker. Brings in Kishan Kerai back on strike. Again a similar delivery, but this time Kishan trying to hit it but not finding the gap. Still manages to get a single. Brings in Sachin Gill. It would be interesting to see when Sachin is going to cut loose, because he is just waiting there. Decided to step out, but good delivery. Not able to, realizing that he would not be able to get the impact, decides to just play it towards the point fielder. Still gets a single there.
It's a new bowler in. Should at least one of the two batsmen try and attack the new bowler, try and get the few more runs that they can make sure get a boundary. But you can see Aditya bowling right on money. The ball turns away from the right hander.
I have seen Yash Chawan padded up and sitting down there. It looks like he's the next one to come in, and it would have been a great ploy, because we have a leg spinner Nitish Irani, another leg spinner Aditya Vekaria. We had a left arm spinner Yagnik and Raj Patel. So having a left-hander would have been easier. Because now that's Sachin's first hit. A mighty six from the bat of Sachin Gill. Going past the cow corner. 6 runs.
So
Shot.
This time around, you can see a shorter delivery from Aditya, trying to get the bounce off the wicket. But Sachin rocks back, making no mistake and getting the maximum. A good over that was spoilt in the last ball by Sachin, though a good over for Team SWAMIBAPA, getting 10 runs off the over. So after the 12 overs, Team SWAMIBAPA 73 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
As a bowler, you have to be very, very careful when you're bowling to someone to someone who is as good as Sachin Gill, because we know he's a great player of spin bowling, especially if you go it anything short. And we saw that not just to the likes of Sachin, but also to the likes of Mohit Java, Chirag Sisodia, any good batsman there. These are all good batsmen who will punish you if you go short, if you go in their arc, especially more so in a game when they realize that it's a shorter boundary. They would really throw the kitchen sink at anything that comes their way. Trying to hit against the spin. It would be a better ploy for Kishan Kerai to hit it with the spin. If he can try go over the extra cover. This time still I feel a little bit of an extra use of bottom hand, the way the bat was moving. But for him, what he should be doing right now is giving the strike to Sachin Gill, because he's starting to attack and he realizes how Raj can bowl. Yeah, precisely. There's a message being passed right now from Sachin Gill. He would be wanting to Kishan Kerai to give him a single.
You just stole my words from my mouth. That is what I was going to speak about. You already have Sachin on the wicket with you. Right now, any batsman who goes in there would try and give the strike to Sachin. Allow Sachin to get the maximum, to get the boundaries. Your job over there is to just rotate strike. Whenever you get a strike, try and get a single and give back the strike to Sachin.
Pressure being mounted there. 3 deliveries, 3 dot balls, and now a single. This is where Kishan has to be a bit more mature in terms of making sure he gets a single, gets the scoreboard ticking, because otherwise you're certainly adding pressure on Sachin. And this is where a batsman can commit a wrong shot and then get himself out. So he's also important for his partner to respond to him well and get him the much needed strike.
So rightfully played there by Sachin with the spin on the offside, picking up a single. I feel this last ball of Viraj's over, Kishan is going to go for it.
Most likely, because he might just need to attack that delivery. He steps down the track, hits it towards the long on fielder, gets a single, use of bottom hand there, but still manages to get a single, and that brings us to the end of over number 13. And the score moves to 76 for the loss of 2 wickets for HH SWAMIBAPA. This is over number 13. And we have Rinkesh Vekaria. Sorry, over number 14. Steps down the track, Kishan Kerai trying to use it, whip it towards mid-wicket, misses it completely. And there's a stumping Jan missed as well. And I'd like to welcome on Combox with me, Vishal Bojani. Welcome, Vishal.
Thank you, Prasad. Lofted there by Kishan Kerai. Misfield there And a third one has been taken. So there was only a single run here as we speak. But unfortunately, 3 runs have been taken in by Sachin Gill and Kishan. And Sachin Gill is very much eager here to get runs. Keep as slow one to Sachin Gill. So once again, 2 runs there by Sachin Gill. From here, he'll start to accelerate the innings, as he knows he still has Yash Chavan seated out to come to bat in. That is hit straight by Kishan, not getting the timing right. Single taken to keep the strike. 14 overs, 82 for 2. Sorry, 83 for 2. So Anil Gorasia and Fraj Patel have kept the nerves for the HH SWAMIBAPA, with Anil Gorasia getting the big wicket on Kari Yadav. So Aditya back into the attack.
He was good in the previous over, Vishal. Just a little bit of a shortish delivery, and there's a chance here. The batsman looks like he didn't want to come back, but apparently it was completely missed by Chandresh Shirani. In the previous over, Aditya had a very good over, except for the last delivery, where he was slightly short of a delivery, giving a bit of a shortish delivery, and Sachin Gill was immediately quickly he pounced onto it and made sure that he hit it past the boundary rope for a big 6.
I think what I feel is Sachin Gill might be telling Kishan is, you go with whatever you want, because we still have Yash Chavan.
There's a stumping there finally. Chandresh Shirani making no mistake, sending Kishan Kerai back. He was trying hard to get some runs, unable to get it. Some good bowling from Aditya Vekaria. He steps out, misses it completely. Brings in Yash Chavan. Yeah, as my fellow commentator always mentions, garam chai, some samosas, some runs, some wickets, all happening around.
Yash Chavan coming in. So Aditya getting a breakthrough for the SWAMIBAPA, for the PALORA, sorry. Third wicket down. Once again a bit of a slight length delivery to Yash Chavan. He's taking no time, just taking himself to other end. Bringing back Sachin Gill on strike. What do you think, Prasad? What score are we looking at after this over? Will they start cruising in?
No, it's very interesting at this point in time. It will all depend on how long Sachin Gill stays in there. Because yesterday you would have realized the game against Nairobi Capitals, the Dovu Crushers, almost a similar situation. 90 runs in 15 overs. Then you had Vishal Patel and Hiten Vekaria playing there and taking the score almost to 150 runs. Steps down the track, Sachin Gill. There's a catch. That's a good catch from Tom Ajijo. He looks excited. He cannot believe it because he knows the importance of that wicket. There's all smiles around. It's a big wicket of Sachin Gill. This is exactly what we spoke, Vishal. This would not be good for the cause of SWAMIBAPA. He would have expected, because Sachin Gill was the only set batsman they had. He was already looking good on a 39 from 31 deliveries. But this is a wrong time that he's lost his wicket. He was not able to get the acceleration, or he couldn't connect it the way he would have expected it. Unfortunately, not able to clear it, and finds the safe hands of Tom Ajijo, who seems to be excited. He seems to be looking at his fingers all the time.
I think he knows this is a crucial catch for the team. I would definitely say if Sachin Gill could have started in from here, definitely could be some firing shots here from him. But it's unfortunately not getting the timing right. Straight in the buckets of Ajijo. So Krishil Patel comes in. So very much good over here by Aditya, giving just away 1 run and doing damage by taking 2 wickets.
Not a happy looking camp of Team SWAMIBAPA. They realize they're in a very nervous position at this point in time. But they would still be hopeful that Krishil Patel would do something for them, along with Yash Chavan. Yash Chavan is an experienced campaigner. He's a good batsman. He scored 50 runs in his initial opening game when they still missed the services of Sachin Gill and Raj Patel. Sorry, Sachin Gill in fact. Raj is in the opposite team, I beg your pardon. So they were missing Sachin and Dhwanil Patel. But still it was Yash Chavan who did it well for the first 2 games. They would be hoping for something special from his bat to be able to raise the competitive total here, Vishal.
So I think 30 balls from here should be more than enough for Yash Chavan to get something on the board. And it's something positive that he needs to play in is, and Krishil Patel giving a helping hand. That would be the best thing for the SWAMIBAPA to score at least 120, 130 runs from here.
Rinkesh bowling a Yorker delivery there, not giving any room, angling into his pads. Yes, Chavan almost yorked himself. Manages to get some bat onto that. Hits it straight to the fielder. No runs there. So far, this has been a great performance from PALORA Dragons in terms of the bowling.
I think he's working out for them as they've opted to field first, if I'm not wrong. But the wicket may be looking a bit slower than yesterday. Let's hope to the covers. Just single here. Are they going for the 2? No, only a single there. Getting the outside edge. Will it be a welcome boundary for SWAMIBAPA? A good stop there by the fielder Bhave Hirani. So 16 overs, 89 for 4, with Aditya Vekaria doing some damage here for the Palora Dragons. So quick runs here between the wickets. I think these are the only narrow chances that the SWAMIBAPA will be looking for. Just hitting down the ground, try and take 2s. Once again getting the outside edge, leading edge for Yash Chavan. Welcome boundary.
It doesn't matter how it comes. From now on, for them, they would be counting on every run that comes their way. A big heave, trying to hit it towards the extra cover, finds the leading edge, still getting 4 runs. Now slightly short of a delivery, hitting it straight past the bowler. There's a misfield here, and that gives them another 4 runs. Yash Chavan would take it. Team SWAMIBAPA would take it. This is back-to-back boundaries for them. So far, Team Palora Dragons have been able to keep things quiet, but it would be interesting to see how the last 4 overs are going to span out. Again, shortish delivery. This time, ball keeping low there, not allowing Yash Chavan to get the meat of the bat. Slightly fuller delivery. There's an appeal there. Umpire not interested. It seems to be not an easy wicket for the batsman to bat. Seems to be a very interesting appeal there. Umpire not interested. Short of a length. Rocks onto his back foot. Hits it towards the long on fielder. Yet another single for Team SWAMIBAPA at the end of 17 overs. That brings 100 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. With just 3 overs to go, Vishal, I feel someone has to go and someone has to get a move on from here. They cannot keep playing like this. Unfortunately, they've lost a little too many wickets also, not allowing them. No, I think they've lost only 4 wickets. I'm sorry, they still have 6 wickets. I got a little boggled with the 7. Seems like I thought it was 100 for 7. So with 6 wickets still there, I believe this over, yes, Chawan will definitely attack. Throws the kitchen sink at the ball, but misses it completely. Quicker delivery from Rinkesh. He would not be very happy about it. He would have wanted it to get the bat onto the ball. Another one, this time cleaned him up. The middle stump. Hits the middle stump, and now he has to take a walk back. Quicker delivery, angling in. Straight onto the seam, straightening up. Getting his middle stump, misses completely. Wicket number 5. And Yash Chawan has to walk back. Team PALORA Dragons has been so far really dominating this first session with some amazing bowling and equally good fielding, Vishal.
I think throughout the tournament they have been into their top notch, and it's something that is paying off as we speak. The effort has been very much
Wide delivery to start to the new batsman. Getting 2 runs. Batsman getting an extra run there. Brings in the new batsman, Krishil Patel back on strike. In the context of the games that has happened, Vishal, so far, this game has been very slow. We saw a similar game yesterday, but it just took a move on after the 15th over when Donta decided to take the attack to the opposition, and he was also supported well by Vishal Patel, and we see his brother Krishil Patel playing right now, but not really happening the similar way for Team SWAMIBAPA, because remember they were also some 90 for 5 at that point in time, and last 5 overs they almost amassed between 50 to 60 runs.
I think something different role that Donta came into play. He just kept on hitting and it went all over. The cruising came in when he hit 3 sixes to Maxwell. That is when he got full confidence from hence. He went all over the park.
And he's an extremely rhythmic player. I mean, a day he's on his rhythm, he finds the middle of the bat, he can really take the ball to the cleaners. He could hit it that cricket ball really hard, and we saw that the crowd was excited, the crowd was jumping up and down. I think they enjoyed a really fantastic innings from him yesterday.
I think what came into the aspect is, and what benefits him is, he has a lot of power in him. The only thing is, even if he gets into the bottom of the bat, it's definitely going to go out of the park because he has a lot of power in himself.
And the crowd enjoying a lovely evening, the Team PALORA Dragons fans, and you can see the smile on their faces. They're elated with a great performance so far in this game from their team. Raj coming back for his last over. So far he's given only 13 runs. In his 3 overs. So far he's not managed to get any wickets. He would be hopeful of getting a wicket or 2 in this over.
Quick single there by Milan and Krishil. It's a touch and go scenario here.
There's an appeal there and it's given. This time it is Krishil Patel who has to walk back. And Raj finally gets it. Good turn, sharp turn from there. Regulation stomping for Chandresh Irani. And he makes no mistake. Unfortunately, Krishil has to walk back, and that's 6 wicket down for Team SWAMIBAPA. A big heave there and a miss completely. Trying to play against the spin. Raj getting a lot of turn, and that explains the smile on Raj's face. Fuller delivery, angling in towards the right-handed batsman. Getting a single there, and that brings us to the end of over number 19. And the score moves to 109 for the loss of 6 wickets. The new batsman who's walked in is Dhananjay Hirani. So the captain who started the proceedings for the team coming back to close the proceedings of the first half, this time from the botanical end. Pushkar. So far he would be very happy with the effort of his team, restricting H.H. SWAMIBAPA to only 109 runs at the end of 19 overs. There's clearly a domination from them in bowling so far. Also getting a lot of help from the wicket, which seems to have drastically slowed down. It would be interesting to see the chase as well. But having said that, at least the team SWAMIBAPA would have hoped to get about 120 to 130 runs, Vishal.
This is what I was saying there. At least 130 on board would be something different for the PALORA. I know the wicket is not behaving that good.
The ball is doing a bit in terms of the bounce, in terms of the speed, in terms of variation. So it is not easy to play through the line. The batsmen have to be a little creative in terms of the shots they play. Except for Sachin, who was looking good. I believe the team SWAMIBAPA camp would not be very happy about how the rest of the team has played. The shot selection could be a bit of a discussion in the dressing room, especially post the game. Welcome boundary for team SWAMIBAPA here. This is the last over of the game. It has come from Milan Varsani. Hit down straight past the captain. He misses it, and the fielder also misses it. He was up in the 30-yard circle, and as long as he missed it, it was going all the way to the boundary for 4.
So projected score being 118. Do you think 3 balls will make to that as we speak for the projected score?
Pushkar walks in, much slower delivery. He seems to be encouraged by the young lad Anil Gorasia, who's bowling it so slow, varying the speed, varying the length, making it difficult for the batsman. Slower from Pushkar there. Another slower delivery. The batsman tries to hit it down the ground, getting no connection at all. And that brings us to the last ball of this over. This game has been very slow so far. The bowlers are bowling slow. Batsmen have been playing slow. And I think the energy in the com box have also been slow.
Definitely not something that we wanted. The misfield there. The last delivery.
There's a run out here, the last ball of the over. Batsman going for the second run. Not able to make it, and that's a run out. So at the end of 20 overs of first innings, the score is 115 for the loss, 116 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Very good evening to you and welcome to the SCLPS Nairobi LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League 2025, and we have match number 20 ahead of us. Earlier you were joined by Prasad, Vishal and Raj in the commentary box. My name is Jamil and it's a pleasure to be here for match number 20 between the PALORA Dragons and the HH SWAMIBAPA. HH SWAMIBAPA put up 117 runs on the scoreboard in the first innings, and now the PALORA Dragons need 118 to go 8 points tie with Hariom Titans at the top of the table.
Exactly, and if they want to get the first spot on the top of the table, 118 runs in 13 overs is what is required.
All right, there's our first runs away for the innings. Pushkar Sharma in the bowling attack for the SWAMIBAPA. Oh, this is Sachin Gill, the captain. Familiar face there. Great number of wickets and statistics under his name. 6 for 25, his best on this ground. PALORA will have to capitalize on a power play if they have to wrap up this game in 13 overs. Which would you say is possible?
Very possible, and with the lineup that they have in terms of batting, Chandresh, who would like to go from ball number 1, they should be looking at a total of at least 45 to 50 runs in the power play.
Wide signal there. With these extras coming in, that score and that total will be easier to get to, which they need to really cut down on. The other night we saw double figures, almost 15 extras from a side, the Nairobi Capitals. Raj, it's okay. Bounce back in the next one.
For sure, for sure.
Another wide called and signaled there by the umpire. Not his best game today, Sachin Gill. With the bat as well. Was just settling into the innings and then was caught out into the deep.
I think it is the brilliance from the PALORA Dragons. They were not giving any pace to the ball for Gill to attack and use the pace of the ball to get the boundaries. Even the opening bowlers, Pushkar Sharma, we had Vraj Patel, then the first change of Anil Gorasya. The bowling that they were doing is right onto the stumps, not giving any pace on it, so that if you want to hit me, you need to generate the power.
Yep, you have to dig it out from under, and only your star batsman can do that. But with the fall of wickets, it's going to be quite difficult to attack the bowlers. Oh, and that's gone through everyone. Will it find the fence?
A late swing.
Not what the SWAMIBAPA wanted there.
Definitely a late swing. Passes the wickets and also passes the wicket keeper, Yash.
Yep, that's gone through everyone and finds the fence. It's welcome runs for the SWAMIBAPA to concede, and PALORA Dragons are up to 7 runs. We still have 3 more deliveries to come in this over. That's off the pads. There's a shout. Has he given it?
So wicket number 1 for Team HH SWAMIBAPA. Chandra Shirani trying to go on the leg side. Has been trapped leg before wicket. And right away the finger goes up for the umpire. You can see from the replay. There you go. Straight. All reds, we must say.
This was coming for the SWAMIBAPA. This was coming for their captain. This was definitely going to be coming in the first over. And how about that for a comeback for Sachin Gill? He knew what he was on task. 2 wides, 4 extra runs given away, but a wicket picked up in the first over. SWAMIBAPA have picked up Chandresh from the PALORA Dragons. They've lost their first one. And now comes in Aditya Vekaria to bat alongside Nirav Budia. A lot of LBWs in the tournament as well. Does that tell you a lot about the conditions that these bowlers are enjoying to play in, or is it the constant practice of the line and length from both spinners and someone like Sachin Gill?
So what we've seen is every bowler is bowling to the wickets. It is the batsmen who are trying to play different shots. It is nothing. Yes, the conditions are favoring the bowlers in terms of swing and all that. You get beaten by the swing, but it is something that the batters are getting a bit.
Oh, what a shot that. Aditya Vekaria opens his account with a clean sweep, nick away, and finds the fence for 4 runs. Palora Dragons are now on 11 with that class touch.
But if you see that touch, it was right from the middle stump. If that didn't get any timber, there would have been a second wicket for Sachin Gill.
All right, we've seen everything in this particular over, the first over of the second innings. And we've got everything from boundaries to wickets to wides to singles and dots as well. How do we end this one? A tree planted by the SCLPS committee. After 1, it's 11 for the loss of 1. Aditya on 4. Nirav Budia with his account opened. Right now, the Palora Dragons require 107 runs. All right, new bowler coming in for the SWAMIBAPA, Patel. Youngster who's got lots of inspiration around him on the pitch. Encourage him. And we've seen the confidence from the young players at this tournament at the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League, which is great. And that's the reason we put tournaments like this together, so that we can inspire the next generation to come out and play good cricket here under the lights on a Tuesday night like this in Nairobi West. What amazing conditions, and what an opportunity to witness this as well.
Definitely, and that is also increasing the confidence of the youngsters to continuously play the game. What a ball that is, leaving the outside edge, getting the extra bit of bounce there from Krishil.
Yeah, this is a great start. Oh, that's crunched away. And he finds the boundary with that amazing shot over cover.
And that's the first maximum. What a shot that was. Coming down the wicket. Freeing his arms over the extra covers for a maximum. So this time around, Krishil coming back with the dot ball. You can see the ball keeping a touch low.
So what is it like, Raj, when you're at a tournament like this? From the combox, the best view, or while you're playing?
It's a very difficult question to ask there.
Oh, good connection. Up in the air. Will it go the distance? One bounce and into the boundary. Nirav Budia has put on the accelerators here. And he's getting good connection now. Great effort from the fielder there. Almost got there. Watch out, fans. Ten off this over so far. Palora Dragons are now in double figures in terms of chasing. 97 required. Better comeback there.
Locking the batsman for room. Nirav forced to play on the leg side. Just able to get a single off a leg by.
That's a great way to end the over from Krishal Patel. After 2, it's 22 for the loss of 1. Aditya on 4. Nirav on Budia on 11. And the Palora Dragons require 96 runs in 108. I think I can answer that question for you, Raj. Whilst the family is watching you play and you're winning, you'd rather be on the pitch. But when your opponents are playing, you'd rather be in the com box so you can evaluate well.
Exactly. Rightfully said. I usually get back home after my game. I go back, whether it's past midnight, I'll still see where we went wrong, where we can try and recover in the next game. Try and see how the batsman was playing you on a particular shot. So you can understand you have a similar batsman coming to you in your next games. You know the areas that you want to bowl to. You can even evaluate them with their previous games. Like for now, I think Team SWAMIBAPA have evaluated quite well on how Nirav plays.
Oh, that's a great delivery from the captain, Sachin Gill. His second over. You need to pay keen attention to Palora Dragons because Nairobi Capitals will be playing Palora next. And this will be on Wednesday, if I'm not wrong. Friday? Yeah, Palora Dragons versus Nairobi Capitals on a Friday evening here at the SCLPS Nairobi West. Come and watch Raj in action. For now, we need to see how Palora can wrap this game up or cost them. Yeah, there's applaud coming in from the Palora Dragons den, making sure you keep the runs flowing. Don't give the bowler the chance to get into your head, into the game as well. Make them try to do something different. You keep it going in terms of making the runs, singles.
It's a very low scoring game. The main thing that you would want to do is rotation of strike. As long as you rotate the strike, it becomes very difficult for the bowler because it's a good ball he's bowled on, but he's still got a run. He's trying to defend a score that is even less than 6 runs over in terms of the run rate. So he's going to try something different. Look at that for a shot. That's a half hit, or let's say a helicopter shot from Aditya Vikaria.
How has this man managed to dig that one out? Even the Palora Dragons fans are wondering, where did that come from? Whoa, that is some shot. Like I said, the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League have small packages but big dhamakas. Sachin is wondering, okay, what next? And you're right about the rotation because Nirav Budia was having a hard time facing Sachin Gill. Here comes Aditya Vikaria with a massive shot. And there you have it. A new ball is required.
What a pickup shot that was, right from the pads. It wasn't even a full helicopter shot. It's just kind of a bottom hand coming in play. He's just flicked it. And look at the timing that he got from that ball.
Well, I want to know what he's been feeding himself, because by the looks of it, that shot did not look like it came from Aditya Vicaria. Let's see.
If you look at how he is, it doesn't feel like he's hitting.
Good comeback there from Sachin. Definitely curious about his breakfast routine. Mine's on the station, so not that encouraging. I'll continue the chit chat. This guy, remedies from maybe mom, dad, or whoever it is in the family. Are you kidding me? That is a sensational shot, finding the fence, and he's got 2 boundaries off Sachin Gill in this one, a maximum and a 4.
Opening the face of the bat at the very last moment. He knows there is no fielder behind the point region. As soon as it passes the 30-yard person or the fielder on the 30-yard, that's a definitely 4 for him.
When I watch Aditya Vicaria, there's one person that comes to mind, and I'm sure you would agree, Akshar Patel.
Definitely. Maybe he's the righty version of Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel.
Oh, wow! That's gone through the fielder. And I'm guessing now he's putting the pressure on the fielding side. He's picked up back-to-back boundaries to wrap up over number 3. And the Palora Dragons are now sitting on 37 for the loss of 1 wicket.
15 runs coming off this over.
After 3 overs, Palora Dragons on.
Family man, cricketer, Combox commenter, member of the community, Vishal Bajani and family in your screens. It's good to see him here as well. He's having a tough time as well in the table, but at the top of the table, I think he should be happy.
For sure, right now, they must be the happiest team in the dugout out of the 8 teams, almost securing their position in the qualifiers.
New bowling action coming in for the SWAMIBAPA, Yash Chavan. The qualifiers, as you mentioned, will start Wednesday, 13th August. And we will have our final on Friday, 15th August. Be sure to join us here in Nairobi West at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj International Stadium. Or you can watch on Pavitra live, not in HD, but 4K from anywhere around the world.
Left arm spinner Yash to the left-handed batsman Nirav. Bowling outside the wide offline of the off stump, rather, not allowing Nirav to open his arms. Great shot there from Nirav, picking up a single, allowing Aditya Vicaria to come back to strike.
Yeah, not the best of tournaments here for the SWAMIBAPA. Despite that, the fans are out here to support them. Hot tea, jackets, the shukas to keep you warm. But all for the game of cricket. Also, if you did not know, every dot ball at this tournament is a tree planted by the SCLPS community and committee. And we have crossed over to 1766 dot balls, 1766 and counting.
Those are statistics before game number 20. That is the game that we're already watching here live between the Palora Dragons and Team HH SWAMIBAPA.
I think we should have a new rule for every misfield that earns runs, they should plant the tree. And the coach will punish that player for misfields. Okay, I shouldn't be saying this. They'll come for me after the game.
So you've already said it, so now you need to be careful.
Maybe one way, to motivate them to be a little bit more aggressive, more alert on the field. Not easy, I know, but any effort goes a long way, and I think we've seen that.
Hopefully your words go through to...
Oh, that's a opportunity to stump. Has he got him? He's walking back to the pavilion, and it seems like they've picked up yet another wicket, the SWAMIBAPA.
So Nirav almost getting a chance to get back to the crease. Arm bowler from Yash, and the keeper Yash does the rest. A bit uncertain in the first collect, but the second one he cleans it up, getting the wicket of Nirav Budia.
Well, it's a combination of the Yashes for the SWAMIBAPA, and they've picked up wicket number 2. Celebrations all round for the men in blue. Palora Dragons lose their second, and they're on 39 runs after 4 overs. Pushkar Sharma yet to open his account. Aditya Vikaria on 19. There is the equation where the Palora Dragons require 79 runs in 96. Can they do it within 13 overs to better the run rate of the Hariom Titans, who are at the top of the table? And this is a great opportunity for the men in pink.
And do remember, at this moment, the Palora Dragons are playing their 5th game. So it's like they have an advantage of 2 more games with 8 points, similar to Hariom, who are standing on 8 points right now with 2 games to go.
Yeah, this is going to be very key for the Palora Dragons in terms of how they approach the next few games. Nairobi Capitals will be one of the matches. Mahadev Strikers the other. Krishal Patel now in the bowling action for the SWAMIBAPA. Up in the air. Does it go the distance? Oh, he's been taken by the captain. It's a back-to-back wickets for the SWAMIBAPA, and Krishal Patel strikes.
Picking up the wicket of the youngster Aditya. So a young bowler picking up the wicket of his age mate Aditya Vikaria.
It looked really good. It was just unfortunate it didn't go the distance. Skied. But safe hands there from skipper Sachin Gill. Not an easy catch.
Not an easy catch. At first, getting a catch under the lights for a ball that has skied. Second, he's running backwards from the 30-yard to almost 40 yards to get the catch. And with the wind coming in play as well.
Yep, they've ended the last over the way they've started this over. And we have a new batsman coming in for the Palora Dragons, Neil Mugabe. 2,000 runs under his belt, 134 his highest. He will need to have one of those performances up his sleeve tonight to wrap up this game and put the pressure back onto the SWAMIBAPA. 3 wickets down. Palora Dragons on 39. They require 79 to win this one.
So on this wicket, Jamil, the more slow you bowl, the better it becomes for you. And where you could see the boundaries being scored is that Team Palora Dragons were making use of the pace that they were offered. If you look at the rest of the balls where they have reduced the pace on the ball, you could see it becomes very difficult for also the Palora Dragons to bat through.
Yeah, it is a quick outfield. So any bat towards a pacing ball, that's going to race away. And even chances of misfields are higher then. But the change of variation in slow deliveries, definitely with the bounce, you can use that to now, attack your batsman in different ways, more than one than the other. Krishal Patel is a great example of that. Gave a chance to Aditya. Aditya took that chance, but in the end was caught out. Can he pick up another one here? Oh, Pushkar finds the gap and will also find the boundary. What a way to open his account. 4 runs under his name, and that brings up 44 for the Palora Dragons. Got good swing on it as well.
I feel a bit too on the outside of the white line, allowing Pushkar to open up his arms.
Absolutely.
That's the line that Krishil is supposed to bowl. That will allow the outside edge of Pushkar Sharma to come in play, and you can see that they have a sleep in place as a sleep in place as well.
Final delivery of his second over here, Krishil. He does get the edge, but it wasn't towards the slip. It's found the fielder. And after 5 overs, the Palora Dragons are sitting on 45 for the loss of 3. Yashavin coming back into the attack. 6 for 8. How about that for figures? Picked up a wicket, combining with his wicketkeeper Yash as well. Can he continue from where he left off? Pushkar Sharma in the attack for the Palora Dragons. He'll need to find the boundary more often now. Required run rate, as you can see, is just under 5. 73 from 90. It's comfortable, but they want to do it quick. Not at the cost of losing wickets, though.
It is comfortable, but it becomes very tricky, as cricket is a very funny game.
Good work there from Pushkar.
Jamil, do you feel one more wicket at this moment is going to pull down the Palora Dragons?
If they don't keep their cool at this point, and if they try to look for the boundary unnecessarily against players like Yashavan, against Krishil, then yes, that is a risk that was not needed. However, if they stay at this point the way they are, with Pushkar and Neil trying to create a partnership, I think they can create something here that could be much more comfortable for the Palora Dragons.
I feel Neil likes playing his shorts. I don't see a sweeper in place for him. Definitely he'll try and look for the sweep shot. A quicker ball outside the off. By the time Neil even reacts, the ball goes to the keepers.
This is good stuff from Yash.
4 balls, just a single so far. Keeping the right-handed stuck to his crease. Not allowing him to play any of his shots.
Yash Chavan also with the bat struggled. Can he wrap this one up? Oh, he's taken him. Oh, what? Neil Mugabe has been bowled and cleaned by Yash Chavan on his final delivery of the over. He's got 2 wickets under his belt, and the Palora Dragons have lost their 4th.
If you look at the replay,
you called it.
Look at that. That's an arm ball, a quicker one. It doesn't turn away from the right-handers. It keeps its line straighter to the wicket. And Neil Mugabe has to go back.
I was just admiring how great he looks in the Palora Dragons kit, and I was hoping he would stay out there. But the class bowling from Yash Chavan has ended Neil Mugabe's night here. And how about that?
This
for a piece of
run chase
magic?
is going to be tough.
Yep, now it gets much more interesting. 4 wickets down after 6 overs and the power play. The Palora Dragons are on 46. New batsman coming in, Thomas Ojijo, Pushkar Sharma at the crease with 6. They require 72 in 84. As Raj mentioned, easier said than done now.
Incoming batsman for Palora
So we'll see a change in the bowling from the Botanical Land. We'll have Rutik Kara coming in to bowl the 7th over. The right arm off spinner to bowl to the left-handed Pushkar Sharma. Pushkar is quite calm, composed. He has to stay in the crease as long as the Palora Dragons want to chase down this total. So he's played straight down the ground. And an easy picking single there for Pushkar.
Rutik Kara is a new bowler that's coming in for the SWAMIBAPA. It would be a shocker for SWAMIBAPA to pick up 2 points, their first 2 points in this game. Runs away for Thomas Ojijo and he's opened his account. Because there's been games where SWAMIBAPA have reached the point at which 2 points are just there for the grabbing. But the brilliance of the opposition sometimes just takes over and they lose it. Could this be one of those days where something could happen for the SWAMIBAPA today?
Could be, and we were just talking about this earlier with Prasad, that at this moment, SWAMIBAPA is almost out of the tournament. And at this moment, you'd find, yes, they are out of the tournament, but they're also pulling a team out of the tournament. Could that be a case for the Palora Dragons today? Good running between the wickets, call for a 2.
Oh no!
He's
They're going to go upstairs, I'm guessing.
No, I think the dive took him in.
Let's take a look at the replay. Good connection to it. They pushed for the second here. Yep, you're right.
Palora Dragons on 50 runs for the
Superman dive there from Thomas Ojijo.
Palora Dragons
Came out of nowhere.
68 runs to win in 78 balls.
All right, after 7, we're sitting at 50 for the loss of 4. At the creases, Pushkar Sharma, Thomas Ojijo. Yet to bat, we've got Nitish Hirani, Raj Patel, also Rinkesh Anil for the Palora Dragons. Fans out here enjoying some snacks as they watch match number 20 between the HH SWAMIBAPA taking on the Palora Dragons. It's the Blues versus the Pinks. Here's the star man for the SWAMIBAPA right now. Oh! That's pitched up.
And turn. And you can see right fully asleep in place the captain Sachin Gill, hoping to get the outside edge of Thomas Ojijo. Well left by Thomas there. This time round the arm ball just going straighter. Not able to get the one coming in.
Oh, that's got edge to it. Is the turn dependent on how much dampness you pick up from the sweat of your body?
The
Because
turn doesn't.
I've seen you do it. I've seen Yash Chavan do it now.
The turn doesn't, but the swing does. Because you allow Nicely played there from Tomo Jijo. A quicker ball on the outside off, letting it play very late, passing the slip cordon. A welcome boundary for Thomas and as well as for the Palora Dragons.
Oh, that's a great shot there. Well timed as well, and finds the gap between all the fielders and into the fence.
So as we were saying about the sweat definitely helps you shine the ball, which allows the ball to move through the air. So what you'll see normally is the bowlers would like to shine on one side of the ball. So the shinier side becomes lighter compared to the rough side, and then you get the swing in the ball.
Well, thank you for that 101 class from Raj Budia. Good running here, and good recovery from the Palora Dragons, finding some runs in this particular over. Call for one, they do get it, and to wrap up that one, 6 of it over number 8, the Palora Dragons on 56 for the loss of 4. They require 62 in 72. Yash Chavan has 1 more in this innings. Sachin Gill has 2. Krishil has 2. This partnership is looking quite positive for Palora Dragons. But we still can't tell a clear-cut winner here. 6 wickets in hand for the Palora Dragons. 72 deliveries for the SWAMIBAPA. That was an awkward one.
Pushkar almost leaving his crease there.
Wowza, that's gone the distance, and it's a maximum. Pushkar Sharma turning on the heat here for the Palora Dragons. And that's gone out of the park.
What a shot that is. Picked it up from outside the off stump. Goes down on one knee. A slog sweep over the cow corner.
Oh, this time it's a swing and a miss.
So trying to get the same results as the previous ball. Misses it completely. Looks like he wants to target this bowler.
Yup, at some point Palora Dragons will be thinking about who to target. They call, they get it. It's risky running, but they've made the run. Umpire says he's going to go upstairs. Safe, you think?
Safe. Way safe. Thomas Ojijo right away called for it. And is a great runner between the wickets. I felt the throw wasn't that good. Otherwise, Thomas Ojijo would have been in trouble.
Yeah, we've gone upstairs to find out the decision of that run out. We're going to have the decision come up on your screens. Fans saying hello to you. Don't forget, we've got more cricketing action lined up for you. Match number 20, Palora Dragons versus H8 SWAMIBAPA. Tomorrow, we have Purple Cap taking on Mahadev Strikers. 6:30 toss, 7 o'clock match. Do come and watch that one. The Purple Cap are on 4 points. Mahadev Strikers on 6. And on Thursday, we have more action with the Ndovu Crushers taking on the Playmasters. Ndovu Crushers have been doing well in getting back-to-back wins, Playmasters have an opportunity to bounce back. So, lots of cricketing action lined up for you from the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League 2025. Tonight, it's match number 20. The men in pink versus the men in blue. PALORA Dragons versus HH SWAMIBAPA. We're going upstairs for a run-out decision. And there's a signal you have from the umpire, not out. So good work here from Pushkar and Thomas. And just like Raj had observed, it was not the best of throws from the fielder. And now Thomas gets into the action. Finds the boundary and 4 runs away. What a way to wrap up the over.
11 runs off the over. The PALORA Dragons after 9. 67 runs for the loss of 4 wickets.
After 9 overs, PALORA Dragons on 67 runs.
They require 51 runs to win off 66 balls.
Look at how happy the fans are there for the PALORA Dragons, with Thomas knocking a boundary right in the same corner. This will be a huge win for PALORA Dragons tonight, joining the Hariom Titans at the top of the table. Sachin Gill making sure to tighten things up here for the SWAMIBAPA, because they also have the opportunity to pick up a first win at this tournament. Milan Varsani coming in for the bowling action for the SWAMIBAPA, hopefully to change things around here. Fresh at a tournament like this. Can he bring in some surprises for his side?
For sure, I have known Milan for his swing bowling. He's a genuine swing bowler, a medium pacer. This will allow the ball to move, and he will not even give the pace to the batsman. So we need to see how the PALORA Dragons will face Milan Varsani.
Pushkar finds the gap. Fielder gets to it, just a single. No, good energy that Thomas Ojijo has brought here to the middle. The runs are flowing. Even though it doesn't find the fence, they push for the singles, the twos. That's what you need from PALORA Dragons. Even though it's a low total, 50 now required in just 65. Oh, he's found the gap and he's found the boundary as well. How about that for a shot from Thomas Ojijo? He's getting in the mood here.
So pulled it very late. Passes the fielder at short. Fine leg. Wide of him. And that's the only fielder available on the leg side behind the wickets. So those are easy pickings there for Thomas Ojijo.
Oh, great comeback from Milan. Thomas just dancing in his head and also dancing on the field, hoping he can get the next one. Sometimes you gotta dance so that you can just think straight. Wiggle everything, shake it up around and come back.
Wiggle, wiggle and throw the Warriors out. Gets an outside edge this time round. A fielder available there. Vasant Jasani. Just allowing the PALORA Dragons for a single. At this moment, it becomes very difficult for Team HH SWAMIBAPA to restrict the PALORA Dragons in terms of taking the runs. The only thing that can be beneficial for them is picking up the wickets.
Yep. And I don't think the PALORA Dragons are in any hurry at this point. They're not trying anything exclusive or sensational at this point. Wild swing and a miss though. They're keeping their cool in the game in finding the runs in between overs, and if they get 1 boundary per over, they'll be happy with that.
And that is what is required. The run rate is just 4.5. So 1 boundary straight away, you've scored the runs that are required in an over, and the rest are the singles and the doubles that you can pick.
Oh, costly. That's gone for wides and 4s. Milan Varsani has sent that one through everyone, and finding the fence to not what the SWAMIBAPA needed at this point. A few words from the captain as well. .40 now required. Great comeback from Milan Vasari. After the halfway point of the second innings, the Palora Dragons on 78 for the loss of 4. Pushkar on 18, Thomas Ojijo on 15. The men in pink require 40-60 to win match number 20 to go top of the table. SWAMIBAPA have to find a way to pick up 6 wickets or restrain 40 runs to pick up their first 2 points at the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. All right, if you're just joining us, a very good evening to you. Welcome to match number 20. It's the SCLPS Nairobi's LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. We have Palora Dragons and H8 SWAMIBAPA in action. The Palora Dragons require just 40 runs in 60 deliveries to go top of the table with Hariom Titans. Here is Milan Varsani for his second over. Oh, wow, that's found the gap. Is it going to run away to the boundary? Fielder makes his way. They pick up 2. Good start here from Pushkar. confirmation here that there is an impact bowler that's coming, Girish. That's swept away. Finds the fielder. They'll come back for 2. Applause all round from the SWAMIBAPA for good fielding and good work.
A flighted delivery asking Thomas Ojijo to go for the big one, but plays a ground shot straight to the fielder.
Oh, that's great height for Thomas to get bat onto it. I think this is smart cricket from Thomas Ojijo, waiting for the good deliveries that he can attack against someone like Girish Kirai, not taking the risk at this particular point. If he continues like this, he can get to a half century, he can get Palora Dragons the all-important 2 points and a convincing win here against SWAMIBAPA.
So at the moment we can see that the Palora Dragons are not looking for the first position slot in the table. They're only looking at getting the 2 points and securing the win.
Keep in mind, our playoffs will have position 1 and position 4 play on 13th. That's a Wednesday. And we have the second qualifier, which is position 2 and position 3 on 14th August, Thursday evening. And the final on Friday, 15th August. Winner of the first match versus winner of the second match. Here we have match number 20 after 11. Palora Dragons on 84 for the loss of 4. Thomas on 20, Pushkar on 19. And the Palora Dragons are cruising towards their win. They require 34 in 54. Girish Kirai, impact sub, conceding 6 runs in his first over here. Milan Varsani coming back into the bowling action for the SWAMIBAPA. Oh, that's crunched by Pushkar. It's gone through the fielder and that's 4 runs. You could tell from the sound of the bat and the power that he generated for that shot. Even the fielder couldn't do anything about it and it's gone through him. 4 runs, Palora Dragons.
If you can see the fielder just at the moment before collecting, turns away and he lost the contact of the ball. That is where he lost. He couldn't get the ball in his hand and getting a welcome boundary.
Same shot this time on the other side of the pitch. Fielder does well, only restrains them to a single. Pushkar likes the pace. Thomas likes the turn. Palora Dragons rotating the strike, doing what is necessary to get that evident win. Uses the edge of the blade to find a single. Puts Pushkar back on strike. Head up, SWAMIBAPA. It's not over until it's over.
Definitely. Do remember you still have 2 more games to go after this. One playing the Hariom Titans and the other one to be played with the Playmasters.
Yeah, that would be nice to watch top of the table versus rock bottom. Those are the most interesting ones because when you have nothing to lose, you can throw the kitchen sink at it. Wow, that's good connection to it, but lands into the fielder's hands. Just a single there.
Could have the fielder gone for that and attempted the catch?
At this point, absolutely.
You never know. You try and you get it. We always say when you have the chances of 50-50, give in your 100%. That's a shot straight down the ground. Definitely a boundary there. 4 more runs to Pushkar Sharma. Looks like Pushkar is letting himself loose there.
Yeah, what about that? Straight down the ground, as you said. We'll need the fielders from the audience to save those runs there. To wrap up the 12th, Palora Dragons on 96 for the loss of 4. Pushkar on 29, Thomas on 22. They require 22 in 48 to win this match.
In 48 balls. Coming back for the 13th over for HH SWAMIBAPA, Girish Kerai.
Girish coming in to action for the SWAMIBAPA for his second over. Wow, full toss and dispatched by Thomas. He will find the boundary and the fielders will find each other. How about that for a shot to bring up 100 runs for Palora Dragons?
So looks like the umpires want to refer for the full toss no ball.
That was dispatched perfectly from Thomas. A gift from Girish. Umpire is just quickly going to check. Pushkar says it was dipping down. Well, that's all we can observe, but we've got the extra facility to find out whether it was above the waist height. Sour. We are getting the confirmation here from upstairs that it was a legal delivery. And that brings up 100 for Palora Dragons. Oh, he's hit it straight down the ground. Fielder will make it there. Pushkar on strike. We've now come down to 17 runs required. In 3 deliveries to the 13th over. Could we get 3 sixes for Raj's prediction? Too ambitious, I think. Okay, maybe
One's
that's
there.
one. That's Pushkar Sharma into the fence. It's a maximum.
Out of the park, 6-5, the captain,
So 11 of 2
Sharma.
if they want to get the first position.
Palora Dragons require 11 runs to win.
So Pushkar waited for the ball. A short pitch delivery, rocked back. And what a great boundary. 6 there from Pushkar Sharma.
Yeah, now the Dragons are breathing the fire here in match number 20. They're showcasing to the SWAMIBAPA who's boss in this one. And they've come out guns blazing with Pushkar and Thomas Ojijo. Oh, he's bowled him! What a comeback there from the impact sub Girish Kerai. How about that for clean bowled?
So Pushkar definitely trying to look for another big one out of the park.
Girish Kerai,
Has missed
HH SWAMIBAPA
the blade,
coming up.
or has missed the ball, and has been clean bowled by Girish Kerai. more of a consolidation wicket for Team HH SWAMIBAPA.
That's a great job that Pushkar Sharma has done for the PALORA Dragons. And now we have a new batsman coming in, Nitish Hirani. They require just 11 to win this match. Girish has picked up a wicket a little too late. We've got 2 boundaries and a run in this one. Still one more delivery to come.
Incoming batsman for PALORA.
Sachin Gill here, still optimistic. Still pushing his players to put on a performance. It's a long way to go.
You are asking for 3 sixes. I'm asking for a hat-trick of wickets.
All right, Girish Kirai, task on.
Full ball outside the off. Played to the point region. No runs. After end of 13 overs. The PALORA Dragons 107 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. And PALORA Dragons require 11 runs to win of 42 balls.
Yeah, this is the time you'd want your star bowler to come in. Yash Chavan, look at the figures he's got. Conceded only 9 runs, picked up 2 wickets in his 3 overs. Thomas Ojijo has a smile on his face. He's enjoying his evening so far. He's found the fence quite a few times, using the blade well all round the field. Can he continue to wrap up this game, or will Yash topple the PALORA Dragon?
Thomas Ojijo in his previous game, when the PALORA Dragons required 2 runs to win, he threw the ball out of the park. I feel he still has that in his mind. Onto the pads. Quick run between the wickets. Single has been taken there off the leg by.
Yash wants a tighter field now. Closing in. Stopping the singles as well. Looking for that run out. Three dots back to back for Yash Chavan. PALORA Dragons won't be complaining. They still have 6 or more overs. Gets good connection to it. Will find the gap and will find the boundary. Nitish Hirani opens his account with 4 runs. And now the equation has come down to single digits for the Dragons to win this match number 20. Gives himself the space and finds the gap. How about that for a shot from Nitish? Six to win. A dot to wrap up over number 14. The PALORA Dragons are sitting on 112 for the loss of 5. Thomas Ojijo, Nitish Hirani at the crease. Yash Chavan ends his spell tonight, conceding 13, picking up 2. He'll be happy with the performance. But the camp for the men in blue yet to pick up 2 points at this tournament. And they'll be kicking themselves about how they open their batting with putting Not a convincing score on the board. Palora Dragons are just 6 runs away from capitalizing on that. Kishan Kirai, new bowler coming in for the SWAMIBAPA. Thomas Ojijo to face and most likely even finish the game. They pick up a run there.
15th over for HH SWAMIBAPA, Kishan Kirai.
Oh, that's edged. Runs over. And those are 4 runs added. The game has now tied between the Palora Dragons and the HH SWAMIBAPA.
Require 1 run to win.
And Nitish threw everything at it. Got enough elevation to beat the keeper. Racing away towards the boundary. And we are a run away from wrapping up match number 20 with the Palora Dragons joining Hariom Titans at the top on 8 points. Here's Nitish Hirani versus Kishan Kirai. That's up in the air. There's a player and a field underneath. He's taken it. There's another wicket. Nitish Kirai comes out to finish the game in style, but backfires, and the SWAMIBAPA pick up their 5th wicket. 6th wicket. Some would say unnecessary. Some would say unfortunate. You be the decider for that shot. Palora Dragons have lost their 6th. They're 1 run away. Kishan Kirai has picked up a wicket here in this match number 20. And we will have to just wait and watch what comes down in the next one. All right, it's all happening here in match number 20. 1 run to win. Kishan Kirai comes down to hit it. Gets caught out, and now we have Raj Patel joining. Thomas Ojijo at the crease for the Palora Dragons. 1 run to win. Up, over, and we'll find the fence. Palora Dragons win match number 20. They join Hariom Titans on 8 points at the top of the table. And that brings us to the end. The Palora Dragons have won here by 4 wickets. The match finished here by Vraj Patel for the Palora Dragons. For tonight, we thank you for your company. It's the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League. Match number 20 is now wrapped up between the HH SWAMIBAPA and the Palora Dragons. The Palora Dragons have won by 4 wickets and are now on 8 points. SWAMIBAPA still to pick up a win at this tournament, but we want to reassure you that we've got cricketing action lined up for you this entire week. Tomorrow, join us here in Nairobi West at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj International Stadium, where we have Purple Cap on 4 points playing against the Mahadev Strikers on 6 points. Both are looking for an all-important win. Mahadev Strikers to bounce back from a loss, and the Purple Cap to continue their winning ways. You join us tomorrow from the Combox. Raj Budia, Vishal Bojani, Prasad, and myself, Jamil. Take care. See you. Good night. Next is the award ceremony for the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Premier League.
The man of the match award goes to Pushkar Sharma. The highest number of sixes goes to, once again, the captain of PALORA Dragons, Pushkar Sharma. The most dot balls bowled in this match, 17 in total, by Yash Chawan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Join us tomorrow for match number 21 between Mahadev Strikers and Purple Cap at 7 p.m.